we'll start the next chapter, that is physical quantities and measurements. In this chapter, we will talk about density, relative density. Then we will talk about buoyant force, apparent weight, why do bodies float, why do bodies sink. So we are going to talk about all these things, and we will relate to this to our day-to-day life. Now we'll start with the basic one, that is density. What is density? It is mass per volume, per unit volume. So density is mass per unit volume. The SI unit of density is, SI means System International. It is kg per meter cube, which can be written as kg m minus 3. We can write this as kg m minus 3. And CGS, that is centimeter gram second. It is the other system of units. We will write gram per centimeter cube, or you can say gram per centimeter cube. Okay, so this is the SI unit, kg per meter cube, and this is CGS, gram per centimeter cube. If you want to compare two things, for example, if I put wood in water, it will float. And if I put, say, iron coin in water, it will sink. Why? Because density of wood is less than density of body, or the thing which is I'm putting in, that is water. So density of wood is less than density of water, hence it will float. But if I have coin, then it will sink. Why? Because the density of iron is more than density of water, hence it will sink. So this is density. So let us take few examples. I have 3 beakers in with me, 1, 2 and 3. I'm putting an object. What are the 3 possibilities? 1, it might just float. 1, it might just sink. Other, it might float as well as sink. So 2 things are taking place. So this is floating, this is sinking, this is floating but inside the liquid. Now 2 forces are acting on this. One is the weight, which is in downward direction. Other one is called as buoyant force, which is in the upward direction. You take a bucket, you put water inside it and put a ball, and then just release it. You will see the ball comes up, a rubber ball or maybe a tennis ball. Why? Because when you put ball inside the water, you are applying force. When you remove the force, it automatically comes in the upward direction. Who has applied force on the ball? It is the water. That force is called as buoyant force. Buoyant force. It is also called as upthrust. Thrust is force, up means in upward direction. So it is called as buoyant force or upthrust. What is the definition of upthrust? Whenever a body is put in fluid, it will experience an upward force, that is called as buoyant force. So I have put water, then I have put an object. Possibilities: it is floating, it is sinking, and it is floating as well as sinking. So 2 forces are acting. One is weight, which is in downward direction, and buoyant force, it is always upward. And this property, it is called as buoyancy. Property is called as buoyancy. Every fluid means anything that flows, that is liquid and gas, will show buoyancy. Here, if I compare weight and buoyant force, weight and buoyant force, weight and buoyant force, since it is floating, it is in upward direction, which will be greater? Buoyant force is greater, hence it is floating. Example: wood inside water. It is sinking. Sinking means what is bigger? Weight is bigger than buoyant force, hence it is sinking. And here, which is greater? Here, both are equal. And reason, it is sinking as well as floating. Wood, iron. You can give example of ice. When you put ice, now density of ice and water. You know, density of water is 1 and ice is 0.9. You can see it is almost similar. Hence it is floating as well as sinking. So what are the criteria such that the body will float? You have to say, if the buoyant force is greater than weight, body will float. For sinking, if weight is greater than buoyant force, it will sink. And for this, when both are equal, it will float as well as sink. You can pause the video and copy this. Buoyancy, it is the property in which when a body is put in a fluid, it will experience a force in upward direction. Very important keyword is upward direction. Hence we also call it as upthrust. So buoyant force is the name of that force and buoyancy, it is the property. Clear? As I said, when you put ball in water, it comes up. Okay, it comes up. So in upward direction. So if they ask you what is the direction, you will say the upward direction. Buoyant force, short form is BF. You will not write BF, you will write buoyant force. It depends on two factors. It is Varun and Dhawan. You have to remember V and D. V stands for volume, D stands for density. Depends on Varun and Dhawan. So boyfriend, Varun, Dhawan. Depends on volume of the object, which we put density of the fluid. For example, this. So I'm putting this object. So this, you have to check the volume of this body and density of the fluid. How are they related? If volume is more, like ship, volume is huge. Though it is made up of, the ship is made up of, you can say it is made up of iron. Still it is floating. Reason? Because volume is more. Hence, the buoyant force is more. Buoyant force is more, so it will lift that ship. Hence, it will float. Similarly, if density is more, density of the fluid is more, the buoyant force will be more. Example, you put coin in water, it will sink. You put coin in armrest, it will float. Why? Because armrest is thicker, density is more, hence it will lift it. Okay, so definition of buoyant force: the force which is acting on a body when body is acting on a body in upward direction when it is put in a fluid. Buoyancy, it is the property of the fluid to exert an upward force. Other name is upthrust. Depends on two factors. BF depends on two, that is Varun, Dhawan. In exam, you don't write Varun, Dhawan. VD, that is volume of the body. You have to write whole phrase, and density of the fluid. If V is more, buoyant force is more. If D is more, buoyant force is more. Now, one question I will ask. If I put coin in water, it sinks. If I put same coin in mercury, it floats. You will say, mercury, the density is more, it is thicker. So buoyant force is more. Hence, it will lift the coin. Or you can say, if you compare, okay, if you compare coin that is made up of, say, iron and water, and then I put iron and mercury. It was sinking when I put in water. Why? Because density of iron is greater than density of water, hence it was sinking. Iron and mercury, the density of mercury is more, hence it will float in mercury. Clear? So you will talk about this. Compare these two densities and then you compare these two densities. Please copy this. Now we spoke about density, but how to find the density? I said density is mass by volume. How to find mass and how to find volume? I want to find density of this stone. What I will do? I will tie this and I will use a spring balance. Everyone knows what is a spring balance. So I will take a spring balance and there is a thread and there is a stone. I will mark the mass. So say I got mass as 100 gram. Now what I will do? I will take a Eureka can. This is called as Eureka can. Eureka can. This is a year of it. Year. Put water inside it. Put this stone. The water will come up. Collect this water. Collect this water and put it in measuring cylinder. Okay. So I've put this water in measuring cylinder. So say I got the reading to be 20 ml. I got reading as 20 ml. 20 ml is nothing but 20 centimeter cube. So I get volume as 20 centimeter cube. I got mass, I got density. Answer will be 5. 0, 0 cut. 10 by 2 is 5. So I got 5 centimeter cube. Gram per centimeter cube. So density of this is 5. This is called Eureka can. It is used to find the volume of a substance. It could be a regular shaped substance or irregular shaped substance. This is called as measuring cylinder. If the size of the body is very small, you can directly put this inside this. How? You put water and find the reading. Say it is 20 ml. Now put that object. Now the water rises to 25 ml. So what is the volume of this object? It is 5. 25 and the previous reading you will subtract, that is 20. Answer will be 5. Okay. Let us do couple of examples based on this. Mass of an object is 38 gram and density is 90. Okay. Oh, sorry. Volume is 19 centimeter cube. You find density in both the units, in CGS as well as in SI. Now the formula to find density is mass by volume. So 38 gram is 19 centimeter cube. 19 2 is 38. You will get 2 gram per centimeter cube. This is in gram per centimeter cube. If you want to find density in kg per meter cube, what you have to do? You have to multiply this with 1000. So you will get 2000 kg per meter cube. Please remember the formula. Gram per centimeter cube to kg per meter cube, you multiply by 1000. Okay. This way you can find the density of any object. Now remember one thing. Density of a substance is always related to water. Why do we relate to water? Because density of water is 1. So density of water, you have to memorize this, is 1 gram per centimeter cube. But in SI unit, which is kg per meter cube, what you have to do? You have to multiply this with 1000. So it will be 1000 kg per meter cube. But we always find relative density. The name itself suggests relative, means you are relating density to something. So relative density of any substance, any, maybe this marker, maybe stone, anything, chalk, relative density of substance is density of substance upon density of water. Density of water you have to take as 1 or this. If you take as 1 gram per centimeter cube, make sure the density of substance should also be in CGS unit. If you take density of water in say kg per meter cube, then the density of substance should also be in kg per meter cube. It has no unit. Please note this. It does not have any unit. Why? because it is the ratio of same quantities. We have gram per centimeter cube, gram per centimeter cube. It does not have any unit. Clear? We'll do small sum based on this. Relative density of a substance is 5. Find its density. So relative density of substance is density of substance upon density of water. I am taking as 1 gram per centimeter cube. Next step, relative density is 5. This is 1. This is density of substance. I need to find density of substance. What should I do? Multiply. So density of substance will be 5 into 1 is 5 gram per centimeter cube. If they ask you to find in SI unit, how to do it? You simply multiply this by 1000. So it will be 5000 kg per meter cube. Clear? It's very simple.